You ever wake up thinking the hardest thing about your day will be getting your kid out the door for school, and then, before your coffee's even kicked in, you're watching the HOA president shove your 7-year-old daughter to the ground, disconnecting her oxygen tube and screaming, "Sick freaks don't belong on our buses." Yeah, that happened. My name's Sarah, and I'm about to tell you how that one moment, those 3 brutal minutes, flipped our whole quiet neighborhood upside down and showed what happens when evil picks the wrong family to mess with. Let me back up a sec. The morning started like any other. Chilly November air, leaves crunching underfoot, me hovering over my daughter Lily, checking her portable oxygen tank, running through her checklist, making sure her little lungs could take on the day. See, Lily was born with lungs that never fully worked. She needs that oxygen 24/7, but she's the bravest kid I know. Always smiling, always dreaming, never letting tubes and wires stop her from being just another kid at Meadowbrook Elementary. To the neighbors, I was just that single mom, always working from home, maybe a little too private, but always out there supporting my daughter. What they didn't see was that after I waved Lily off on the big yellow school bus, I was heading into classified CIA briefings, making decisions that shaped national security. I'm the Deputy Director of Operations, a career built on secrets, strategy, and above all, never letting my guard down. But the thing about real threats? They never come from where you expect. For Lily, every day is a mission. Her little backpack carries that oxygen tank like it's nothing, the plastic tube a part of her life, her dog Luna, a golden retriever with more training than most paramedics. By her side, always watching, always ready. The kids on her bus? They'd gotten used to her gear. She was just Lily, and Luna was just her sidekick. Even our neighbors had shown kindness, like Mr. Chun, who learned how to fix her equipment in case of emergency, or the Johnsons, who installed an oxygen outlet just for playdates. But then there was Victoria, the queen of Willowfield Estates. She'd ruled the HOA for 12 years, every strand of hair in place, every inch of her mansion screaming, "Don't you dare ruin my perfect view." She watched Lily with a cold, almost predatory glare. I later learned she'd lost her own child in a drowning accident years ago, and somewhere along the way, twisted all that pain into hatred for anyone she saw as defective. To her, Lily was a threat, a walking reminder of everything she'd lost. Victoria's campaign started with whispers and complaints, calls about visual pollution from Lily's oxygen, anonymous notes about Luna being too big, zoning threats. Every time, I tried to reason with her. I brought doctor's notes, legal documents, even invited her to therapy sessions, hoping education might thaw her heart. But it only made things worse. She started photographing Lily, building a file, rallying board members who either feared her or shared her prejudice. She wanted us gone. That brings us to the morning of the attack. Lily was extra excited, having finally stabilized enough to join a school science project. She wore her favorite purple dress, made sure her tube wouldn't snag, and checked her equipment like a tiny professional. The air was clear, Luna at her side, other kids gathering for the bus, laughing and joking, just another day. Mrs. Patterson, the bus driver, gave her usual smile, and Lily climbed up, one hand on her tube, one on the railing. Everything was normal, until it wasn't. Victoria stormed out of her house, heels hitting the pavement like gunshots. She marched right up to the bus and barked, "I will not allow medical hazards on neighborhood transportation. That sick child is contaminating our kids." Mrs. Patterson stood firm. "Ma'am, she's allowed. Her equipment is safe. Step away from the bus." But Victoria was done pretending. She pointed at Lily's oxygen like it was a bomb. "Oxygen tanks explode. That freak's putting everyone at risk," she shrieked, her voice slicing through the morning. Lily shrank back, clutching Luna. "Mrs. Victoria, my oxygen doesn't hurt anybody," she tried. But Victoria screamed, "You diseased little monster," and right then, I heard it from across the street and started sprinting. "Get away from that bus," I yelled. Victoria just laughed. "Too late. I'm removing this hazard right now." She lunged, grabbed Lily by the shoulders, and shoved her. My baby girl flew backward off the steps, oxygen tube popping out, her tank crashing to the pavement. Lily landed hard, silent at first, then that terrible blue creeping across her face as she tried to breathe with nothing to help her. Luna leapt into action, barking, trying to nudge the tube back in. Victoria stood over Lily, triumphant, sneering. Let's see how long you last without your precious machines. The primal fury that hit me. Let's just say I forgot every ounce of CIA training about keeping calm. I hit the emergency beacon on my phone, called in every favor I had. Deputy Director Martinez, immediate medical and tactical response. Child assaulted, respiratory failure. 30 seconds later, military helicopters were already in the air. The response was about to make the neighbor's head spin. Mrs. Patterson called 911. Parents rushed to help, but Lily's breathing was shallow, her lips going gray. I dropped to my knees, started chest compressions, Luna whimpering, neighbors crying. Then, that low thumping in the sky, the sound of 3 Blackhawks dropping into our street, rotors churning leaves, medics jumping out with bags of gear. Victoria stared, her triumph draining away, realizing she'd picked the absolute worst target in the country. Medics stabilized Lily, pumped oxygen into her lungs, hooked up monitors right there on the pavement. CIA agents arrested Victoria, reading her a stack of charges: assault, attempted murder, hate crimes, interfering with medical equipment, on and on. She tried to argue, claiming she was just protecting property values. But when I pulled out my badge, showed her exactly who she'd attacked, the color drained from her face. You assaulted the daughter of a federal official. This isn't just a neighborhood spat. This is domestic terrorism. News helicopters arrived. Footage of the helicopters and Lily's rescue went viral. Neighbors testified to Victoria's years of cruelty. Overnight, the whole country was talking about our story, about hate, about disability rights, about what it means to be part of a community. The legal hammer fell hard. Victoria's trial made national news. 15 felony counts, overwhelming evidence, viral videos. The jury took less than an hour, guilty on every charge. 30 years, no parole for 15. But the most powerful moment came from Lily herself. She testified over video, Luna by her side, explaining how Victoria had hurt her, how she'd been scared but trusted her mom and her dog. Mrs. Victoria, you hurt me because you thought I was different. But I forgive you, because my mommy says forgiveness is stronger than hate. The whole courtroom broke down. Judges, agents, even Victoria herself. The settlement went to a foundation for medically fragile kids. The HOA was dissolved, and the neighborhood slowly transformed. New families moved in. Kids with special needs found a safe place, and Lily started speaking at conferences, inspiring everyone with her courage and kindness. Luna was honored for her heroism, and even Victoria, after years in prison, eventually found a kind of redemption, dedicating her life to helping the very kids she once hated. The sidewalk where Lily nearly died? It's now a garden, a place of hope instead of pain. And me? I learned power isn't in secret briefings or courtroom victories. It's in what you choose to do with your pain, in the forgiveness you offer, and in the community you build after tragedy. So tell me, if it were your kid, your community, what would you have done? Do you believe people like Victoria deserve a second chance? Or are there some lines that should never be forgiven? Share your thoughts below. Let's talk about justice, compassion, and what kind of neighborhood we all want to live in.